Yo, can you hear me? You listening to
WAW. What a week.
Welcome to another episode of WOW What a Week on the Africa Podcast Network. Today's guest's life reads like a movie script. In fact, before we get into that movie, get more for less with Stir Kinnikor's epic bundle deal and enjoy the big screen magic for just 149 Rand 90. A 2D or 3D movie ticket for the latest blockbusters, plus regular popcorn and regular cool drink for just 149 Rand 90. Surely that sounds fresh. Enjoy the latest blockbuster releases in the best way in a Stir Kinnikor cinema with big screen, best quality sound, and comfy seat. Be on the lookout for The Wild Robot, releasing 20 September. Transformers 1, releasing 27 September. Joker, Folie à Deux, releasing 4 October. This amazing deal is exclusive to SK Club members only, online redemption only, and the deal is available Monday to Thursday until 31st of October 2024. Terms and conditions apply. Let's jump into this week's interview.
This is
WAW! What a week.
What a Week. Celebrity guest.
Celebrity guest.
Eta, welcome to another episode of The Tribute on WOW What a Week. Our first episode that we did was with DJ Christos, and I decided that I don't interview enough people that have had a positive impact on my career. I don't interview enough people that I look back at and say, had you not opened a certain door for yourself, many of us would not have walked through the door or walked the journeys that we have started walking. Please welcome my hero, my friend, my business partner, Uncle Vinny DaVinci. DaVinci.
Otiak.
How you doing, my dog?
How are you?
Geez, bro, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm happy you're here.
Well, it's been a long time coming.
Yes, sir.
We spoke about it, months ago. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But here it is. It's happening.
Wow, what a week. Tell us about your week. How's this week been for Vinny DaVinci?
Like a typical week for me would be, morning, kids to school,
Sure.
afternoon, kids to school, daytime, catch up on emails,
Yes, sir.
respond to your WhatsApps and all that.
Yes, sir.
And basically most of the time doing the admin for the label, House
Sure.
Africa.
Yes, sir.
And most important, searching for music
Oh, yes.
worldwide. Yeah.
No, because the search for music it doesn't stop.
Yeah.
And it becomes a thing almost.
Of course.
Where you feel unfulfilled if you haven't gone through 100 tunes in a day.
Yeah, I mean, I think my life in terms of daily routine hadn't changed
Yeah.
since 1996 when I joined House Africa.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's been like that. I mean, from the record store, daily,
Yes, sir.
you're looking for music that you need to bring in
Sure.
to the store for the DJs
Yes,
in
sir.
South Africa and across the borders. So yeah, my life hasn't changed. It's still the same, and I'm in that routine. I love it. Yeah.
Let's talk childhood. Where were you born and raised?
I'm a Pretoria guy,
Yeah.
born in Atteridgeville.
Yes, sir.
The family is originally from Atteridgeville. Everyone, my grandmother, and born in Atteridgeville, but raised in Mabopane, also Pretoria. Yeah, I mean, my childhood mostly is from Mabopane, even though I was born in Atteridgeville. Yeah.
Music memories of your childhood. Tell us about that.
Household full of music all the time. You know, you're growing up. I think I remember probably when I was like 6, 7 years old, there was always music playing.
Sure.
Uncles and aunts playing music.
And for those that don't know, guys, Pretoria uncles, you can't touch them when it comes to music.
Yeah.
You can have uncles from any other township, but go Pretoria. Get the thought, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the house parties
Yes, sir.
at the time, you know, and my family was more. They would compete about who's got the best collection.
Oh, yes.
Who's bringing, every weekend they go to town, Pretoria.
To buy imported
Yes. And
music.
then it'll come with a record, vinyl, and I've got the new Brenda Fassie.
Yeah.
Nobody has it. Oh, I've got the new Diana Ross or Donna Summer, you know. And the thing will play the whole night. And you're sleeping and you can hear this thing playing the whole night. And somehow you get to even know the lyrics at some point that you start singing it as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it was always music playing.
Looking back at your childhood,
Yes.
when did you say you started realizing that music and DJing is where your life is going?
I was listening to a lot of radio, recording music
Sure.
on the kind of shows that I liked, especially the weekend shows at night.
Who was on the radio at the time? Thinking back.
Mostly Radio Bob. I think Edgar is it Edgar Di Gole or Di Gole, something like that. He was doing a Friday night, a Saturday night show,
Sure.
and he was playing, the sound out of soundtrack at the time, like
Yes.
disco,
Yes.
even anything that's party orientated. Then they'll play it on the station, and I would record tape. Wait before you say up, then stop right there, pause there, and at school when we had. I think I was middle school to high school. When we had functions.
School discos.
Yeah, the school disco in the hall.
Yeah.
And I'd be the designated DJ.
Because you had the music.
I got the music.
So our career started the same.
Yeah.
Because I was the same kid that would... In fact, before I even knew there was a Mr. Fingers,
Yes.
I was a Mr. Fingers because I knew exactly when to stop.
When to stop the tape.
Or
edit, actually.
Or stop it
Yes.
and then just rewind a little bit and then pause and wait for the next song.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what we did. And like I said, because of the collection that I have at home, through family, record some tracks, and then we played at the school disco.
Yeah.
And there was no mixing at the time, but just pencil, you know how to rewind a tape. And then, So, it started from there. But remember, at the time, it's not like a thing that says, hey, by the way, a couple of years down the line.
It's a career. It's not a career.
No.
Yeah.
It's something that I love to do, listen to music, even with the friends that I had at the time in my hood.
Sure.
We play music.
Sure.
When we get together, it's all about music. And music was not really about house music, just music in general.
In fact, when I met Vinny for the first time, it was the winter of 1994. I was at law school waiting for my results. I knew I'd failed, so I don't even know why I was waiting for the results. And Vinny was playing in Hillbrow.
Yeah.
On Pretoria
Street, yes.
At
we called it Club Arena
or at Arena, yes.
And
Vinny was playing hip hop and R&B,
of course.
And there were about 5 Kwaito hits at the time.
Yes.
So you'd play those, but also because we started playing house music like 45
the BPM,
RPM records at the wrong speed. That became a soundtrack of youth in this country.
Of course, because, like I said, I was listening to music in general. I grew up listening to rock, pop, everything. So the popular hit, the popular rock song, I would play at the school disco.
Yes.
And it works.
Same here. Wow.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like a Duran track, I'll play it. Tears for Fears, I'll play it.
Yeah.
And then, if there's a house track that's nice or a disco track, place.
My man, you were playing mild, my man. I even went as far as U2 and Bon Jovi at school discos.
Of course.
Yeah.
They worked. They worked, and we were black.
Exactly.
So it worked. And
Where was your first paid gig outside of school discos?
I went to, I think, one of the first clubs in our township in Mawupani, in Soshanguve, actually. Well, in the border of Soshanguve and Mawupani, there was a club they called Club Cherries.
That's where you and Christos met.
That's how we met. Yeah, that's where I met Christos.
Yeah.
And this particular night, it was a Sunday. I remember it was a Sunday. I went to the club just to go hang out and listen to music to the DJ who was playing at the time. By the way, the DJ was the late Aldrin Mkhotsi.
Oh, wow, yes.
Was the resident DJ at the club.
Because he was at BOP at the time.
Yes.
Radio BOP.
So I go to the club. This particular Sunday, I think there was a huge party happening in Mafikeng.
Yeah.
So Aldrin didn't come. So I think he went to work. He was working, and he never came to Pretoria. So there was no DJ.
Yeah.
And I'm just hanging out in the club, and one of my friends got to the owner of the club, like, where's Aldrin? No, he's supposed to be here. He's not here. But we got Vinny here. Who's Vinny?
Yeah.
He's here.
Yeah.
He can play.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. No, call him to the office. I go to the office, met the manager. Manager's like, where's your music? I said, it's at home. It's like, come, let's go fetch your music. Went home, I fetched my back of finance, and that was it.
Do you remember the first vinyl you played? I'm taking a chance here.
Nah, but it could have been one of those. It's not even, I think I remember, it must have been that huge semi-hip-hop track. Eric B. and Rakim, I think, Paid in Full.
Paid in Full,
yes.
Thinking of a master plan.
Yes, that's the one.
Because there's
that's
nothing
the
but
one,
cash
yes.
inside my hand.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think I played that because I used to...
I was in grade 10 when that dropped. Wow.
So it could have been one of those because my sets usually started off with lower tempos.
Down tempo, yes.
And then I'll build it up to house, yes.
Oh, wow.
Could have been Eric B. and Rakim, yeah.
Speaking of Christos,
Yes.
please put on your headphones. You need your headphones on.
Man, met this man 25 years ago.
No, more than 20.
Club called Cherries in Pretoria. And we've been brothers ever since. And one thing I got to say about Vinny, he's got the biggest ear in the business.
Yeah.
He's got the ear where he can choose the B-side. He can choose that track number 11. He's just got an amazing ear, for music. And I gotta say, he's got the best ear, man. And he knows how to pick the songs. He knows how to place them. And there's nobody better in the business, in the story, Mm-hmm. I think another big attribute to Vinny is just how humble he is and how much he's embraced the industry. And, sometimes we just speak about a house, Vinny, or house music meaning. And Vinny's all over, man. He's at hip-hop gigs. He's everywhere. He's at piano gigs. He's all over the place, He's kind of the daddy.
He's our uncle
of the industry. And he loves conversations, and he converges with everybody, advisors. And like I said, he's kind of the father of this industry, and always willing to engage, be part of the industry. An amazing DJ, an amazing person, and, big ups to Vinny, and we got to give him his flowers. Vinny DaVinci, my man.
Christos, DJ Christos Katsaitis.
Yeah.
Tell us about Chris.
People always say that we are similar
Yeah.
in
No, I think it's your Greek name.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, the funny thing is that every time we're together, we go everywhere. People confuse us.
What do you mean?
He is Vinny.
Are you
I'm
for real?
Christos.
Oh, wow.
Because they don't know. Yeah.
Do you know that to this day, there are
yes.
people who didn't know Christos was white until they saw him on the podcast?
You see what I mean?
There are people who didn't know
like,
Christos was white.
Yeah. So, like, we are standing together, somebody, yo, Christos.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, here's Christos. Yeah. I'm Vinny. It's like, whatever, man. Same thing. You're brothers. So, yeah, man. I mean, yeah, we've been friends, brothers for forever.
He said 25, but I think Cherries was probably 32 years.
Yeah. It's way, around 30 something years. Yeah.
Do you guys ever argue? What do you guys argue about? If ever you argue with Chris?
We argue about, okay, could be little things, like no, but I want to play at 6 because I'm going somewhere at 10. And then, no, but Vinny, I need you at 9. You know, that kind of thing. It's small, but it's huge.
Sure.
And then but I don't remember fighting or
any serious fights.
Any serious fights? No.
Sure.
No. But yeah, there are days where I don't feel like speaking to him. Like I don't want to speak to him for a week or so. But that's normal. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Like I was saying, one of the reasons I have you here is one, to give you your flowers and to thank you for the work that you have done, not only for me personally, but for the industry, for mankind, for DJ kind. And one of my most fond memories of you, Vinny, was, I think it was 95, was it 96? I was a student, and you were a resident at Edgar's Club on Rocky Street.
Yes.
And I don't even remember how you got a hold of me, because you said to me, you have a gig in Mafikeng. That means you are away on Saturday night. Can I come and fill in for you at the joint? Was it the joint?
Yeah, that one was called the joint, yes.
And that you'll give me a crate of records to go and play.
Yes.
Why did you do that? I mean, you could have called a million other DJs. I'm the student that has been a rash in your life for 3 years, 2 years. And you trusted me with your records and with your night, with your residency.
Probably it's because it was something that I was doing a lot. When I have a gig on a Saturday out of town, Festus,
yeah, because both me and Festus were students at the time.
I'll give him a bag, and he likes talking about the fact that I'll count the vinyls in the bag.
Yeah.
If there's 20, sometimes I even write the titles on a piece of paper, like, okay, here's a bag, go play. But when I come back, I need to tick off everything. Yeah. You know, so the late Iggy Smalls, also one of the first gigs that I gave him was that kind of thing. I was away, gave him a bag. So it was something that I probably got a number from someone that said, okay, here's this dude from Botswana. He can play. Call him, see what happens. Look, it happened. Yeah. So,
because for me, that was like one. You know what it does for your self-confidence when someone
trusts you
and says, "This is my residency."
Yeah.
But go do it.
Go. Yeah.
So for me, like I said, I can't thank you enough for that gig, because that gig reminded me who the hell I was, despite the fact that I'm a kid, I'm a student. I'm still trying to find my way. But the fact that you trusted me with that gig was incredible, brother. So thank you very much.
Nice one.
Vinny DaVinci, the legend. G-Force here from House Africa Records. Obviously, Vinny was a partner with us at the shop. And I used to do the techno side, and Vinny would do the deep house side. And we always used to constantly be like listening to each other's tunes. And sometimes we would like stroll across, hey, what's this? And he'd be doing the same. I'm like, Vinny, some techno. He used to come to the clubs as well and check it out and think, hey, you guys are crazy, man. But we've had a great relationship. The best thing about Vinny is his infectious laugh. It's just Vinny, I love you, man. And I think you should be sponsored by Heineken. Vinny's always got a Heineken in his hand. What an absolute legend, absolute privilege working with him, DJing with him, and sharing the space in dance music together. Much love, brother.
How did House Africa happen?
Mostly I was searching for music. So I'll go to House Africa to buy vinyl.
Yes, sir.
Week in, week out, while I was still in Hillbrow.
Yeah.
And then, out of the blue, because I had time on my hands, like during the week.
Yeah, during the week, you're searching for that one vinyl that's going to rock the weekend.
Exactly.
So you have time.
So I got time. So I went to Tim White.
Yeah.
Because he was House Africa. I'm like, Tim, do you need help here? He's like, what do you mean? You're Vinny, man. You can't.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, but I've got 5 days of nothing.
Yeah.
Can you assist?
And midweek parties were not a big deal.
Yeah,
back then.
there was nothing.
It wasn't a
at the
thing.
time. Yeah. So he's like, okay, when can you start?
Yeah.
I'm like, now.
I'm here.
I'm here. I'm in the store.
Yeah.
It's like, no, come tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then that was it. I got there because remember, we knew each other years before.
Sure.
I think at some point he was a judge at one of the competitions, DJ competitions. I entered. I lost. Well, I didn't win.
Yeah.
Like, I was playing against some guy from Durban. I think his name was VJ or something like that.
Sure.
He was doing something to the turntables, and I'm like, wow.
No, but also generally Durban and Cape Town DJs, they juggle the decks.
Exactly. So Tim was like, he was a judge, like, Vinny, stick to playing music. Man. Forget about competitions.
Sure.
That's not you.
Why did you enter that competition?
It was a regional, I think it was a regional competition.
Yeah.
Because I was a chairist.
Oh, yes.
So I won. And I don't know how I won, because because I'm the resident at
So you are representing
Pretoria.
Yes. Sir.
Yes. So, and they took me to the finals. And I was like, okay, in Joburg.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, bad, yeah.
In fact, it's thanks to you and Tim White that Fresh House Flavor was born. Yeah, because, in fact, tell us your version of the story.
I mean, I'm working at House Africa behind the counter for about a year or so. That was 96.
Yeah.
97, YFM starts. Like, this is huge. This is something else. Like, we don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And I remember when YFM started, because there was just music playing 24 hours.
The first 2 months,
Yes, like nothing. And Tim is like, what's going on here? I'm like, I also don't know, but I like what's coming here, you know? Then YFM started, and then we start talking about, you remember those compilations, the what do you
Mix
call it?
masters.
Yeah, so volume 1, volume 20 something, you know? So we're talking about compilations. I'm like, Tim, these things, how do they work? It's like, no, you got a license, pay the producer, pay the artist, and then you can do this. And I'm like, yeah, but every weekend I'm at a club or wherever I'm playing, I get somebody saying, here's $50. Give, I need a tape. And I'll record a tape, I'll give you $50 to my pocket, okay? But it's like, we can do this legit. I'm like, how? It's like, no, the popular tracks that are happening right now, that are playing on this new station, like right now.
There's demand.
People want them. Okay, here's this guy called DJ Fresh. Okay, let's have a conversation.
Yeah, he's here every week picking up records
picking
anyway.
up vinyls.
Yeah.
He works at the station.
Yeah.
So why not? We had a meeting, and let's do it.
The rest is history.
And then, that was it, man.
Looking at what a Fresh House Flavor did, followed by House Africa Deep House Sound,
Yes.
looking at Glenn Lewis's compilations, Oskido's Church Grooves, how would you say those changed the landscape of dance music in, I would say, the subcontinent, not just South Africa? How would you say those changed everything? Because they changed everything.
I think, people in general love music. They love music. And at the time, here's a new thing, this house explosion that was, filtering all over South Africa, even neighboring countries. And they don't get to listen to our stations here.
Sure.
And our stations are pumping the hell out of this house music. And, people like Glenn Lewis had a show on Metro that Saturday show, the 3-hour show.
Oh, yes.
Let's talk just music. And people were like, wow, things are changing. I mean, even maybe months before, you'll go to Cape Town to play, but people are not getting they're not,
Absolutely.
they are getting it, but it's not there yet.
Yeah.
So when those compilations started coming out, stations are playing a lot of house music. Now people are getting into it. Okay, fine. Now they can go buy the CD at the record store, wherever. They're playing it in their car, they're playing it at the parties, at home, wherever. You go back to Cape Town, you play a set, everybody's happy.
Yeah.
So
And there's a queue going around the club.
Yes. So now it means something good is happening.
Yeah.
And we love it. Like it's changing the way people consume music, which is amazing. Yeah.
Sure. How would you say the state of the health of our industry is right now?
Personally, look.
Well, I mean, you haven't stopped gigging in 30 years.
Yeah. Look, we are still gigging. That's cool. And I personally think that I love what I see out there in this industry. I'm a piano, Afro vibes, Afro house. They changed everything as well. You go to the gigs, full house every week, and I see there's some kind of unity happening between the Amapiano guys and the Afro guys. Whereas I see, I think I need to see change when it comes to the deep house.
Change how?
In terms of getting together, because there's groups of people all over. This one doesn't like that one, or this group doesn't like that group. Why? Because they play. There's a new thing called Deep House Light. What is that? I don't know what that is.
In fact,
you know what I mean? It is.
Deep House fans, to a certain extent, remind me of wine drinkers and of vegans and iPhone users. They are very snobbish.
Actually, yes.
And they think my opinion or what I like is better than everything else. Whereas there is enough space in the sun
for everything,
for everyone to thrive.
Yes.
So I remember someone, I did an Amapiano podcast, a mix, and some guys like, I don't like Amapiano. I was like, then don't listen to it.
Look, it opens up choices. You got a choice. Nobody is forced to go to any event. You go there because you want to go.
Absolutely.
That's it. Not because, it's an Amapiano gig, I'm not going. Or it's an Afro gig, I'm not going. Go there because you want to go. Whatever interest you have for them. And that's why Christos was saying, I go everywhere. I mean, for me, an Amapiano gig, and I'm there, those young boys, they come to me, Vinny, what are you doing here? I'm like, I love this vibe. It's amazing. And I want to see what you guys are doing.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly.
And maybe that I could incorporate into what we do.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Because there's always something you can learn.
Of course.
From any scene.
Anything.
Whether you fucks with the sound or not.
Yes.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
There's always something you can learn.
Something you could learn. They built this, what they're doing, from what we were doing.
Exactly.
That's it.
So what would you say needs to change then in the deep house scene?
I think more unity. Support the gigs. Go to the gigs, and we go to that. We go to gigs. I don't care what it is. I'll go. If I have time and I'm not working, maybe I'll go. That's it. So let's just support each other across the board. That's it. And there's no deep house light, or there's no. It's music. You
know what frustrates me about generally the deep house scene, but I think even just the house scene, that there are so many talented kids out there whose tracks are lighting up dance floors every weekend, but they're not getting bookings. The music is not getting streamed. People are not even buying their music. For me, it's disjointed. That how is Vinny's song playing in I don't know, 500 taverns throughout the country.
But there's
But Vinny's not getting gigs.
Exactly.
When you go to Vinny Spotify, no one is streaming that song. The numbers of DJs playing it and people singing along often don't correlate with the numbers that would get that artist paid. And for me, that's a problem.
Of course.
Or we will go onto your Facebook page where you've got 100,000 followers. And say, we love your music, we love your music.
But nothing is happening.
But nothing is happening.
Exactly.
For me, that's a problem.
It's been happening for quite some time.
Yeah.
You remember those days when a big song of a big artist leaks and then everybody plays it.
Sure.
And then when the album comes out, maybe in 3-4 months' time, nobody's buying it.
Yeah.
But the song is playing every day at all the taverns. And yeah. So now that because the Spotify's and all those things, I don't know, maybe guys should look at themselves and start. They can change this thing.
Sure.
There's all these producers. You can change, and this thing can change your life. Look at yourself. What is it that I can do better than what I'm doing right now? I think so, yeah.
And my challenge to us music lovers is let's stop just pressing the like button on Facebook page.
Support.
Or saying, when's the song coming out? I want to download it. If you can afford to pay the 10 Rand for the song, please pay the 10 Rand for the song.
And
if you can afford to stream the song, stream the song. Lobby your local tavern, lounge, club, and say, I would like to hear this DJ. When is this DJ coming here? Because if we don't support these kids, like, why should they continue? Already the studios, more often than not, are so basic and humble. And from those studios are coming out hits, but we're not supporting them. It's bullshit.
Yeah. 10 Rand. That's it.
10 Rand, bro.
That's all.
If you have the 10 Rand,
Go
spend
support
it and support your favorite producer. The Olympics just finished. If there were Deep House Olympics, who are the 5 DJs or producers you're taking with you?
Christos, that's number one.
My man, Christos must be there as the guru. In fact, he mustn't compete. He's the coach.
Yeah.
So you still have 5. Chris is the coach.
Cabs that are small.
Yeah.
Shimza is there. Obviously, Black Coffee is there. DJ China is there. And in no particular order, I would say this guy, this beast, Subs. I would say Subs. He's new in the game.
Yeah.
But wow, man, what an amazing DJ. Yeah. And yeah, he's a beast on the decks, literally. You know what I mean? Yes, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
We have a message for you. Please put on your headphones.
Hey, Uncle Fresh, this is the youngest of the family. This is Mushidi. And before I say anything, I'd first like to say thank you so much for giving me the chance to honor one of the most amazing musicians in my life, but also one of the most amazing men that I know, who is my dad. And there's not much to him other than the fact that he is just my regular dad. He picks me up from school, drops me off at parties, and that's who he is as a person. And not only is he one of the most amazing people in my life, but also one of the most fun people to be around, sharing similar interests as me, such as dance and music and football and cars. And I think seeing how his career has flourished over the past few years I've been alive and him being able to find time within that music career of his, I think that is one of the most amazing things that I know about him, and I just thank you so much for giving me this chance.
There's one more.
Wow.
Hi, Uncle Fresh. This is Ria, the firstborn, and I genuinely don't know where to start. But as the firstborn, I've obviously experienced many firsts with him, which I hold very close to my heart. And there's just so many memories that we have, especially like in my first 3 years before my sister was born and in the time that I used to get spoiled. But also my dad has just been someone who's consistent with love. And one of my childhood memories actually, and it still happens now, is normally when I go shopping with my dad for groceries, like, you'd always get stopped by fans. And obviously nowadays I understand why. But when I was younger, I was always like, why is he taking a picture? Like, why are people asking to take a picture with him, but not me? Which was, that always confused me. But obviously now I understand why. And it's also given me the opportunity to recognize his amazing work and like what he's contributed to entertainment. And yeah, he's just a really great guy. Like, you know, he's very underrated and stuff. So yeah. And
Sally knew where Sally's.
Who's calling me? Like, I'm in the middle of an interview with Vinny DaVinci, and they're going to call me. Don't do that.
lastly, I'd like to thank you, Uncle Fresh, for giving us the opportunity to honor our dad. And this is great for him because I may be a bit biased, but I think that he is not recognized as much. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And I'd like to thank you for that.
Fatherhood.
Yeah.
Father to Rhea and Mushidi. Mm-hmm. Yeah, tell us about fatherhood.
Wow, man. Look, I love being a parent, actually. And like they're saying, regular dad. I go shopping.
Yeah.
I don't do bodyguards. I don't do security. I mean, we do shopping together. If need be, I need to drop them off at a party. Yes, that's what I do, and I love it. And we get along. Like they teaching me about this new artist, like Doja Cat. Like, who's that? Like and I love that. I mean, I didn't even know who Tyler was until they said, "Do you know Tyler? There's a song playing in the car." I'm like, "Wow."
Yeah.
She's South African. Really?
Yeah.
So, yeah, man.
What would you say fatherhood has taught you about Vinny DaVinci? Or about Vincent? Rather?
Vincent, actually. Yeah, man. Just try as much as you can to be present.
Sure.
We travel a lot. I'm never home weekends.
Sure.
But if there is time, make time for them, make time for the family, and just be present. Basically, yeah.
Absolutely. We have another message for you.
468.
Okay, I'm gonna try that again.
Hey Fresh, it's PUM, aka Peach, to Vinny when he's in a good mood, which is not often these days. So I know you asked me to comment on Vinny the DJ and Vinny the man, but I think it'll take the whole day. So I'll just focus on Vinny the man for today. I think when I think of my husband, the one thing that comes to mind, or the one word, is consistency. Vinny is consistent in his humility. It doesn't get more humble than my husband, Very happy to lead from the back and very, very slow to take the credit, even for his great work. And always has time for everybody, regardless of status. That's my guy. His second consistency is really around his calm disposition and his love for peace. I mean, my husband walks with peace. He takes peace everywhere he goes. And I mean, over the years, we've had lots of fights when I've felt that he's been hard done in business or in the music stuff. And he'll always say to me, remember one thing, that you must understand what battles to fight and which battles to walk away from, because you need to preserve your energy for the positive things, the things that matter. And I must say, myself, my children, our family, and our friends have been huge beneficiaries of that positive energy. His third consistency, for those of us who've been privileged enough to have experienced it, is his love. Vinny's not a roses and hearts kind of guy, so I'm not going to get roses every day, every week. That's not how it runs in this household. But I will say that he will show up when it matters the most. And the love that he has for his children is unparalleled. He is just love. And one of the things that I admire the most about Vinny is his ability to balance his career and home lives. He's an amazing father, He's an amazing husband. In fact, next week we'll be married 20 years. Never thought I'd get there, but we are there, and what a blessing. I swear I couldn't have asked for a better partner in life, guys. And I'm just so in love with him because one thing that I can say about him is that he is the same guy I met 27 years ago today. So thank you, Fresh, for giving us the opportunity to send love to him. And I send love to you and your listeners. Thank you.
Yes, please. What was it about Piwe 27 years ago?
We fought on the first day.
Hey, Banda.
When I met her.
Yeah,
we fought. I was with Christos. We were watching a soccer match on TV.
Yeah.
And she and her friends were making noise.
Yeah.
And I just stood up, screamed, "We are watching TV. Stop it.
Yeah.
Or go outside."
Yeah.
You know? And they're like, "Yeah, but this is not your house." I'm like, "Yeah, but go outside then."
Yeah.
You know? I don't like this man, was telling the friends.
Yeah.
Who is he?
Yeah.
Yeah. And after that, we met again, I think in Devon. And then somebody's like, "Remember her?" I'm like, "Yeah. Remember you told her off the other day?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah. Do you want to talk to her?"
Yeah.
Like, "Of course, yes."
Yeah.
And yeah, man, here we are. It's 27 years later. We're still together, yeah.
When it's tough between you guys, where do you guys turn to? When the relationship is not relationshiping? Do you guys have a third person you work with? Do you pray? Do you talk it out? Do you fight it out?
I think we don't have. I don't go to anyone. I don't have that to go to person to say something's wrong or whatever. Yes, you know. So we work it out.
Yeah,
we work it out and it works out. You know, I've never believed in be angry for a week.
Yeah,
no.
Let's go through it.
Yeah, like a day two, it's done, and then we move on. You know, so yeah, it's always worked out.
Sure.
Yeah.
Was there ever a moment where you guys thought it's not going to work out?
Nah, not really. I think in the early days, I remember there was a time where I think I disappeared from home.
Hebana.
Yes, not while we were married. Before,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
You know, so.
But in the relationship.
Okay. I think she was at my house.
Yeah.
And I left her. I didn't come back. And remember, it was mainly partying. Yeah. Basically, mainly.
Yeah.
Partying.
Yeah.
I think it was. I remember probably DJ Pepsi was there. Or Skido or something like that. Okay, like, you remember those parties?
So partying hard.
Yeah, partying hard. You know, no sleep. Yeah. You know, just going and going and going. And I think she kept on calling, and I eventually switched off the phone.
Yeah.
Put it away. Just continued partying.
Yeah.
And then came back. She was like, "Yeah, but why did you tell me to come here? You know, I could have stayed and you do your thing." And then I'm like, "Yeah, well."
And she's a feisty, closer woman.
Know, I'm like, well.
Like she'll tune you now.
Like, yeah, well, yeah, so let's see. Yeah. But yeah, I think, those days are gone. And like, we grew up.
Sure.
And,
all right.
We party, but we don't party like as we used to.
Absolutely.
Like we used to before.
Here's another message for you.
I call Vinny the vinyl Jesus because, fun fact actually, 40% of YFM's major house hits between 1998 and 2004, Vinny had a hand in there, They might as well have programmed those records. 60% of my record bag and my record collection comes from House Africa. And because Vinny understood the sound that I love, he knew how to source the music for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I know he did that for many other people. Another fun fact which somebody might mention is the fact that he's quite a hip-hop head, which actually means that music percentage I've just mentioned for YFM is much higher than I remember.
Mm.
Nevertheless, Vinny has changed the course of history. His love for deep house and his development of many young DJs in this particular genre needs to be celebrated.
Mm-hmm.
He truly is a master of his game.
Mm-hmm.
Big up, Vincenzo.
Nice one.
That's Greg, the musical maestro, Maluka.
Uh-huh.
So Greg was, I think, program manager at YFM.
Uh-huh.
And Leo was music manager.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of our music from South Africa.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, what I used to do at the time, we get a shipment in, and then there's hip hop, there's R&B, and then there's house.
Yeah.
I'll choose what I think should be on the radio.
Sure.
You know, whether it's house, a lot of the hip hop and R&B, because it's, I mean, a radio station is not a nightclub, but I think I know what needs to go on air.
Absolutely.
And yes,
like Christos says, you've got a big ear.
So I'll record a dead tape.
Yeah.
And then Greg comes, he takes it, then goes on air.
Sure.
Almost like immediately.
Absolutely.
That's it.
We have another message.
Vinny DaVinci, the tip master. Well, you know what? I got to know about Vinny years back in the early 90s, actually. I used to play a club, Razzmatazz, and I heard that there was this guy who was also playing, some nice music at a club called Cherries in Pretoria. I think it's in Pretoria, it's Soshanguve or Harankuwa, but deep down in Pretoria. And I hadn't yet met him. And I remember I used to go back to back. I also go play Gemini and Libo, DJ Chris and all that. But finally, I got to meet Vinny, where we met at House Africa properly, when I got to know that, this short man, this is the Vinny DaVinci they are talking about. And then met him when he started House Africa with Tim White, because I was already doing a lot of compilations at that time, the Mix Masters, the Big Jams, where I was taking some house music and making cover versions. And then, we became business partners in House Africa, where I was doing the compilations of the Oskido Church Grooves. We used to sit down together, me and Vinny, together with Tim White. And all those 10 commandments, he was part of the team. We do the selection. And later on, during that process, we hooked up. Myself, Vinny DaVinci, Christos, and you Fresh, and Greg Maluka, and we started DJU, where we felt that there was a need to educate a lot of young people about the music industry. And we started doing those conferences, and Vinny was part of it, as my business partner, on DJU. And what I remember one day with Vinny is that when we're doing one of the gigs at SMC, because with DJU we always when we do the lineup, me and Fresh, we are always closing, because Maluka will start, then Christos comes in, then Vinny will come, then I'll come in, so Fresh maybe will close. So I remember we're playing Koteben, and Vinny is well known to be deep, and we're at the club in Durban. And there was Vinny playing, and I was about to take over, and he was rocking his tip stuff. And I could see these people got there, and they were like confused, they were just watching him, because you know how people listen to tip music. At times they are not dancing, they are just looking at you, just bobbing their heads. But got there and there, I could see, and I knew that all they wanted was drums. Christos came on saying, "Hey, they want drums, they want drums, Vinny, they want drums," because Christos every time when we're playing, he's always touching the mixer or fiddling with things. They want drums. Vinny is easy, with his Heineken, with his beer in his hand. And there I was. And when I was about to play, I stopped the music and I took out, I said, my man, take out these deep things of yours, man. No deep stars here.
Deep shit.
Vinny looked at me like, Garia. And the crowd started going, they were looking at me. So there was silence for almost a minute. And I was like sipping my whiskey. You know, those days I used to rock, man. My whiskey. And there I was. Then, boom, put up the first track. Hi, unomuntu onotshwala. Hi, mina. Ofele tshwaleni we. Yo. Tilt. It was club tilt. Everything just went upside down. I said, you see, you deep masters. And anyway, you know what? I respect to Vinny. And Vinny, what I like about him, out of all of us, he's a man who's been steady in what he's been doing, especially when it comes to family, taking care of the family. He's been with Piwe, you know, ever since he got married with Piwe, maybe 20 years ago. Some of us were married, we've divorced. Christos is in and out. Craig Maluka in and out. And we always look up to him. And he's always the quiet one. Because, you know, when Vinny doesn't like anything, you only see, it just gives you a look. And it's like, then you know he said no. He won't say anything. Then you know that, no, it's done. And Christos knows, because, I mean, he's partners with Christos. And you see Christos now smoking 15 cigarettes. He say, you know, Vinny. Vinny said, I said, no. Thank you very much, my man. We love you.
Oskido, the storyteller. Your relationship with Oskido?
Wow, man. We come a long way. And like you said, I heard about him, and I think when we met, I remember, I went to the DJ booth because he was playing, and I said, "Oh man, so that's you. This is how you play, whatever." Because he had a microphone, you know. He goes to the microphone, and he's like, "Yeah, but me, I play, and then I rock the mic, and you see the crowd are going wild. Wow." I wish I could do that, man. Like play and have the mic. But yeah, man, he's a special guy. I mean, there's only one Oskido in this world, and that's him, man. He's a cool guy.
Absolutely.
We know him better, you know. Yes.
Like I said, my man, we're here to acknowledge you, to give you flowers, and to thank you for the contributions you've made to the game and to all of our lives. Here's another message for you.
Okay, sorry guys, man. I just woke up. I'm battling a flu, so I took meds. It's just after 11 o'clock. But Vinny is the greatest of them all. If you talk about someone who believes in what they're doing, and who for their entire life focused on, you know, being a DJ. I don't think Vinny ever had a proper job, you know, like me and you know. But what I can tell you about Vinny is I met Vinny when I was at Radio Bob. You know, he's one of those people who made me love house music. A personal story that I can tell you about Vinny, I think there's two stories about Vinny, legendary stories. I think one story is the one where they were, I think, in Hillbrow, and they had an accident, right? And records were all over the road on that particular day. But Vinny, dizzy as he was, staggering, I'm told that the paramedics found Vinny picking up some records. They had to sit him down, you know, because this is how much this guy loved his music. He was not even concerned about his safety, whether he was injured or not. Vinny just wanted to get his records. And I remember when I had a house in Lyndhurst, his place wasn't far from my house. So we happened to go to some gig together with Vinny and his wife. And he had too much to drink. So I think his apartment was on the third floor, and they didn't have a lift. So his woman looks at me and says, Glenn, Vinny can't walk. I'm like, he weighs about 50 kilograms. So I'll just carry him to the third floor. I remember I went all the way to the third floor, opened his room, and just tossed him on the bed. It was so funny to see Vinny bouncing 3-4 times on the bed and being shocked and surprised as to what's happening. That time I walked out of the house. It's one of the stories I always tease Vinny about that particular day when he was so drunk he couldn't even walk and didn't even know where he was. Sorry, Vinny. Sorry, Ditipa. I love you.
Another business partner of yours,
Yeah, man.
Glenzito.
Glenzito,
Yeah.
hey, one of a kind, man. Yeah, I mean, we met in Mafike while we were still at Pop.
Yes.
Yeah, I think at some point at that time, I don't know, I didn't have accommodation or something like that, and I went to crash at his house.
In fact,
Yes,
Glenn's couch.
Kilo Miss GK.
Glenn's couch at the Bob
Flat. Is this Bob Flats?
the Bob Broadcasting Flats
Yes, yeah.
has been a bed to many a DJ.
Of course, yes, yeah. We were at a party and then I didn't have a place to sleep.
Yeah.
He says, "Oren, come to my place."
Yeah.
I crashed on his couch. And yeah, also relationships started forming also via House Africa.
Yes,
I was
sir.
sending him the finals. Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. You've influenced quite a few DJ careers.
Dumelang Bacholo, I hope you are well. This is the best yellow bone in town, your girl Moochies, a DJ and unofficial self-appointed protege to the legendary Vinny DaVinci. Malumi Vini, oh man. He is a pioneer in the deep house music scene and a driving force behind its evolution in South Africa and beyond. His passion, consistency, and dedication to nurturing the underground scene has inspired so many of us to follow suit and push this movement that we love so much, you know. His authenticity and love for the music reminds us that house music is not just a genre, it's a global movement, and he is one of its true champions. Kimita Malumi Vini, because he's just got that love and warmth of a really cool uncle. And I think we all get to experience it whenever we are in his presence. His encouragement and guidance have positively impacted my DJ career, and it has also pushed me to take advantage of the full opportunities presented to me. Through him, I have met and hung out with some other cool and amazing people and heard some hilarious stories about back in the day. You know, he's down to earth. We have an inside joke at Groove. We'll ask him, but how are you doing? And he'll just say, and laugh it off and just crack up. He's also very straightforward. If you're planning something that isn't going to work out, he'll tell you, like, he'll be straight with you and he'll be like, Ejo, it got a spine there, you know, and proceed to tell you why. A simple gent who just loves his house music and, of course, tequila reposado.
For as long as I've known you, you've been a Heineken guy. When did tequila enter the picture?
I think
because you guys used to tune me about tequila when I was at 5FM.
Yeah, well.
When did you join the tequila thing? What's going on here?
Look, there was always tequila at the time, like Carnalita.
Yes.
LS.
Yes.
But not...
It wasn't a thing.
That's not a thing. It was just, okay, let's go get shots.
Sure.
That's it. And then when I started loving, I think when I started going to the island, to Ibiza.
Yes.
You know, Makhoa. Yeah. You see what I mean?
And now you're here.
So, and then, came back. And for me, I felt, man, I love tequila.
Absolutely.
You know, and at some point, because I used to do tequila and Heineken, but I'd get home and I'm like, something doesn't balance here. which one
It's you
between
not
the
balancing.
two.
You're falling.
Which of the two is,
Yeah.
and then I stopped drinking Heineken. Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
Yo, Chima Music here. Interesting. Vinny DaVinci. Yeah, and Godfather of House. For me, he is the legend. Alongside Bo Fresh, Christos. Like, you can't think of one and not think of the others. Bo Fresh, Christos, Bo Claude, Bo Toxin, back in the days of compilations. Obviously, that's where some of us as producers, we developed interest of making music or even just thinking of being a DJ because of legends like Vinny DaVinci. So with me personally, my lifetime experience, Vinny, I've played with Vinny a couple of times, actually many times, not couple of times, and all the time. Even now to date, he knows sometimes wherever he plays, I'll just rock up just to listen to his set. Special selection, and there's always something new to learn. So he's one of the people that I've always looked up to, and I still look up to when it comes to music and just really doing what he does, consistently and not stopping. You can't go and listen to Vinny set and you hear something else, get deep house. Soulful house, there, Maraki deep house. So, and yeah, we call each other Mshai for some reason. But, all the time, whenever I'm thinking of, when I'm starting anything or doing anything and I need support, I know Vinny DaVinci is someone that I can reach out to, and he'll advise or he'll tell me, okay, I think this would work or something like that. So he is, man, very impactful, even in my life currently, even just life in general, not just music. Whenever, if there's something I disappear for too long, he will call and check up, sharp, because after all, we are human. There's other things that you go through. So he is one of the godfathers of house and one of the people I look up to always.
Yo, where do I even begin to talk about the Grootman ownang liena in studio Grootman Bratato. Yeah, Bravini, ne? Yo. You sitting with one of the greatest to have ever done it. There's no way you can mention deep house in South Africa and Vinny DaVinci is not aligned with that phrase. He's one of the pioneers of deep house in this country. I remember the first time I saw Vinny, or I came across Vinny, it was back in, I think it was in 99. Go Carnalita. We used to go there, but obviously that time he didn't even know Uluru Gemang that time. We used to go to Carnalita. He would be playing there, him and Christos, 2 men the whole night, 6-hour set each. With that hope, you're one day, you gotta maybe a toilet or something, and then the record finishes there, and when he comes back, finds you playing or mixing from his crates, because kind of what thing, it was still the days of crates. Vinny is one of a kind. He's one of the few realest people in this game. You would walk into a room and create someone that you don't get along with, and then Vinny is there. Vinny will make sure that both you guys at that same time, whenever he's around, you guys will get along, regardless of the differences that you guys have. He's just one of a kind, one who you'll never see or hear Vinny in any tabloid, in any papers. Next to Vinny, he's never in news, this guy. He's just one of those, real people in this journey. Fast forward to Carnalita time, to now. Little did I know that one day as much as I used to idolize this guy and see or follow what he does, little did I know now I would be working with him, Pravini, just continue to shine, Grootman, and Luena, Bratato, continue what you're doing, to celebrate this legendary people, legendary icons, within our space. Vinny touches so many lives with just his humility, Botubahae, and his sense of humor, he touches so many lives. When we started getting close, me and him, it was around the Capello Newtown days, and we learn a lot from him. We watch how he does things. We watch how he approaches certain things with his smiley face at all times. Pravini, we love you so much. We appreciate everything that you're doing, and we'll continue to learn, whatever that we need to learn from you. Well, yeah, but nice one, man. Thank you.
Before we close, your relationship with Tequila Gang, because I know you guys have been working together for a while.
Yeah, look, I mean, we started Tequila Gang during the lockdown. Actually, that hard lockdown when it started. We started hanging out.
So who's we?
Myself, Otobi, and Jerry Matata.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so we started that thing just streaming, because I'm sure I would have gone mad, staying at home,
if you didn't have an outlet,
and not to play music. Yeah. So we would stream every week to people. People there was a lot of people on YouTube, and they were watching at least.
You started a movement.
Yeah, and then I get to drink tequila. I get to play music weekly.
Exactly.
It's as if we're not in lockdown.
Exactly.
So but it was a good movement that started, and just.
So how do we support the movement? Do you guys still do your Thursdays at Fire and Ice?
For me, the Thursday at Fire and Ice is my own baby, which I do every Thursday. It's called the Vinny's Vinyl Thursdays. And then Otto B has taken over Tequila Gang on his own. That's his now. And and then he does his own things. Does his own gigs, Tequila Gang gigs. Yeah, man. And they look like they're cool gigs.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think they had one in Rustenburg recently, which was apparently crazy. Yeah. So
in fact, I'm loving what's happening in the deep house scene in terms of guys building their own movements.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And it's cool because you still have the Tequila Gang happening. Say LSG has got Bread for Soul.
Absolutely.
There's Transmix Soul in Pretoria. Does his own thing.
Julian is
doing World Without End. So if you go to all these events, mainly house music. Yes. And so imagine a day, hopefully that day comes soon, where all these movements come together at a stadium, and then we've got,
or at least to every quarter,
100,000
or every
something like
6
that.
months.
Yeah, something like that.
Have a massive,
a huge
deep house
a huge
festival.
Party, a festival.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Vinci, my guy, we are out of time.
Yep.
Thank you so much for every single thing that you have done, for every single person that you have touched with your talent, your humility, your easygoingness. I think we can all learn from you. But most importantly, your consistency. I think your consistency is the reason that you are still gigging 33 years later, and why you'll probably do this for another 33 years.
Of course.
And we will be there to support you with our Zimmer frames, our dentures falling out. Givini. We will be there because, my dude, you deserve all the love in the world. So shout out to you, my dog.
Nice one, Fresh. Nice one having me here. And
Where do we find you online? Where do we support you?
Like, if you want my gigs, just follow my socials. Instagram, The Real Vinny DaVinci, and then Facebook, DJ Vinny DaVinci, and the other one, Vinny DaVinci. Just follow those, and then you'll know where I'm at.
Absolutely. Vinny, I love you, my dude.
Nice one.
Thank you very much.
Peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, Vinny DaVinci is about to have a tequila shot. And we are done. Shout out to Vinny DaVinci. Thank you for indulging me as I hang out with one of my childhood, teenhood heroes, DJ Vinny DaVinci. Wow, What a Week, recorded at AMP Studios, downtown Johannesburg. We are part of the Africa Podcast Network. Email us at waw@africapodcastnetwork.com. Shout out to Trevor at Pezulu Works for all of the cinematography, Otis Fraser for all of our imaging, and Kiletso Modisa King, our executive producer. Today's episode dedicated to Tabiso Sikwane, our show producer. Hopefully we did it the way she would have expected us to. Rest in peace, we love you, and we miss you. Till next week, have a wow week in spite of yourselves.